What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Aries from Aries Game Production, and today, just going over a little bit about what I have actually just beat. For those of you who have played Warframe a little bit, you probably looked on the quest marker over here, and just looking at the codex. You're just scrolling through. You probably see some, just some things that kind of catch your eye, like Limbo Theorem, maybe New Strange, not a Second Dream, and so basically, I just got through the Second Dream. I know a lot of people hyped up that quest. Unfortunately, I already got it spoiled for myself when I had actually played it, but yeah, I really didn't know too much about like what it was actually going to be. I never actually watched any of the gameplay for it, but I watched a little bit of the cutscenes for it before I actually got back on, so I kind of knew what happened, but not in like a way that really impacted me until I started playing the game back. And so mainly for that quest, what I have a max Rhino, max Heck, shotgun, used the sword, and used just random sidearm. It doesn't really matter at that point what sidearm you go with, but uh, basically I soloed it. So if you're getting on that quest and you have problems like soloing it or doing something like that, then uh, I would just say level up your Rhino, get him max, get some mods on him, and you know basically just set him loose because and get some, of course, some mods for the shotgun, and make sure you have some of those maxed out as well. None of mine are too maxed out, but it was enough to where my damage output's pretty stellar on that. So, um, but the quest, I'm not gonna have any spoilers for it, because I know that's a pretty big deal um, for a lot of things for people that actually want to play the game. They never heard of it before, and they just wanted to check it out. So basically, but it was exactly what I thought it was going to be, as far as like what the hype building up around it. So it was really fun. I mean, I really enjoyed it. To give you an idea, that is part of the actually the quest for the Second Dream. That place is not on your map before. Might look a little familiar for those who look out in the night sky every now and then, but that's about most of what I'm going to say as far as the actual spoiler part of it. So, but just make sure that you guys do end up playing this portion of the game because it is so freaking good. However, it is really hard. So make sure you go in there with your best weapons, best Warframe, because it's definitely really technically some of the, I would consider it the end game, but as far as quests, because it's, you're talking about maybe level 29 to 30, 31, 32 level guys that you're going to be going up against, so just make sure you've got your stuff ready. What I'm really interested to get to later on is the War Within, and basically that'll happen once you've actually beaten the Pluto Junction. Again, should be pretty easy once you get to the junction, and you should be able to just basically mop whoever's there. I did it with the Uranus Junction. Absolutely ridiculous. I just melted that Void Shadow or whatever he is. But definitely was something that really got my interest, and really wanted to dive a little bit deeper into Warframe, and then found out that there's a quest that everybody hyped up about, so I ended up doing that, and I have to say, definitely held up to my expectations, and definitely had a lot of hype satisfaction for me, at least. But we're just going to go into a little exterminate mission here, just to mess around for the time. But and it's probably, this isn't going to be too long of a video. I just wanted to go over some things that really, after playing that quest, that really just stood out to me. So, for a free-to-play game, I don't know, I feel like the story for this game is actually just really a step above some of the AAA games that are popping out right now.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here.
It's just
Leave
absolutely
no one
nuts. But also, this is a weapon that you actually get after completing the quest.
Keep going. Nobody knows you're here.
So as you can see, this is Control Alt Delete section of the game right now because we got Loki. Yeah. In case you can't tell, this weapon is really good. That's why you get it towards the very end of the game. And this is what I was missing. I was really missing a good melee weapon in my build for really most of my Warframes, and now that I actually have it. So if you're wanting a pretty good, melee weapon that's pretty stellar and pretty legit, then I would definitely give this. I would definitely go ahead and complete that quest because, as you can see, I mean, this weapon is just absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. And not just going in, sliding in and out. This one you can basically handle most of your problems, especially once you want to go back and farm. I mean, getting this weapon up to level 30 is probably going to be just monstrous. I don't even know what this weapon's going to look like once I get to level 30, but it is a weapon that you do get after completing the quest for that. And of course, combine with that with Loki, and you've got yourself a But yeah, just some things that really did catch my attention when I was actually going through the quest is, you're kind of asking yourself, without getting, again, this is a kind of a spoiler-free discussion, but you can kind of just imagine, what is a, some people don't even know what a Tenno is. I was kind of confused on that for a good bit. I was just like, what the hell is a Tenno? Like, I really didn't know. I really had, oh god. I really had no clue what a Tenno actually was. So, a lot of that for me was just like, I was kind of interested to see what's the Tenno, the Lotus that's been talking to you all this time, who is she, and, what's kind of her role in the war, and, some things like that. And a lot of that actually does get explained to you by the time of this quest, because really, a lot of that actually builds up closer to, I guess it would be around the Nada quest. If you're able to do the Nada quest, then a lot of this will probably end up seeing like kind of like a, you kind of know what it's building up to once you start getting to the Nada quest. You kind of know what it actually what's it actually going to be. So it's wow, this weapon is really good. Yeah, to give you an idea, this weapon is level 1, and I have, these are level like 7, 8 guys, I think, that we're just cleaving through. Like, not even, the one swipe is literally all it takes for these guys. Except for like but it's still a weapon. I mean, it's still got its ups and downs a little bit. So it's literally just a oh, this is a slobber knocker right here. Oh my god, this makes it so much easier. Wow. This is absurdity. They actually still don't know I'm here, which is crazy. Oh yeah, but this is the game really does a good job of kind of hiding the fact that, you know, the things that happen in the second dream you kind of aren't really used to having a game do that to you. And oh god, okay, well that's good. But, I mean, there's just some things about the quests that are kind of just almost more rewarding whenever you actually do complete it than having somebody else, of course, like, tell you, well, you know, what's kind of happening in the game, or things that are going to happen in the game. So it's really just a lot of, like, oh yeah, Wookiee's broken. Yeah. Again, that was I think a level 7 or 8 something. So definitely got that leveled up a lot during that mission, but definitely just one of these things that, like, I just can't get over after I've played it now. That, you know, I kind of got back to it, you know, probably about a week or two ago, that I actually dove back into Warframe, and just finding out some neat stuff. And it was just my buddy Professor Diehard, who I think had a video on I think it was his video that he's been doing on Outcast or Outlast, I think, something like that. But he just put up another video on that. I watched that today. You guys should check that out. But he was asking me if it was DLC. It's actually remarkable. It's not DLC. It's just part of the game. Whereas other AAA titles are going to charge you for almost half the price of a game to give you the same experience, and you can do this one for free. All you got to do is go into the planets and just do the junctions, and they're going to give you these quests as you go along. And once you start getting to the end of kind of the star chart, is when they're going to actually start giving you this. It's just, I'm literally telling you right now, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it's just, again, it's literally, there's I don't know if there's anything I can really complain about to Digital Extremes or anything for, like, putting something like this in the game, because it's just so good and it's so rewarding to actually get to this point in the game that I don't really know what to, I don't know what to do after that, because, I mean, the thing that you find out at the end of the quest is just truly breathtaking. It's just marvelous. Very well acted too. You're one of the things in there probably could be voice acted a little bit better. But you get a little bit of clue about who the stalker is, especially with the next quest, I'm told, or that I've unfortunately already been told. But the quest for that, I think, dives a little bit more, definitely a little bit more deeper into what's actually going on with your Warframe, and what your origins are, at least. And of course, the quest Nada definitely goes into a little bit more about the lore of the people that are actually helping you out all this time. It goes into a lot more detail into that. I'm actually going to send a invite really quickly to my buddy Die. He's actually wanting to be a part of the stream, so we are doing that. he should be joining in about 3, 2, 1. Boom. Send him that invite. But, yeah. So, we're also going to do another mission. We're just going to keep doing some missions that we're going to be kind of fooling around with. I also need to get my Loki leveled up to max. That's what I'm trying to do currently. I've got about 2 other Warframes that we're trying to do for this. And Dai is here.
Saw.
So Dai was just going into detail about the, this is a no spoilers portion for the, at least for my review for the quest for the second dream. I know you probably end up knowing what actually happens in the second dream as well.
I think Angry Joe covered. He did an episode on it.
Yeah. But
like, yeah, you basically find the human that was controlling you or something.
Yeah. And you find out a little like some other like lore stuff about like what you actually are. Like, it's, you know, like a lot of the dialogue, especially during that too, is about, you know, the operator and like operator's in trouble. You got to save the operator, and you're like, well, yeah, but I mean, like you keep thinking like, oh, well, I'm the operator. Like, it's the Warframe. Okay, whatever. And then you find out that's not the case, and then you find out, oh God, you know, that's actually me. Like, it's you in human form in the, you know, the actual quest line for it, at least. But it's, and that's not really necessarily a spoil for it, because I think a lot of people know that you're kind of like a humanoid, like a actual humanoid thing. But it definitely the other parts of the quest are a little bit more like leading into the other quest, which is the War Within. That's the next quest line after that. That's like follows up with the same stuff, and that, I think, of course I can't spoil that because I haven't played it, but definitely, like, especially it was funny whenever you messaged me about it and said DLC, and I just kept thinking, in other games, yeah, would have been DLC. It would charge $30 to do the quest, and
Yeah,
instead we have a quest line that's completely free, that enhances the story of the game, and basically has you wanting to play more, asking more questions, and doing things like that. They actually mentioned it a little bit at TennoCon. I think they actually have a con for, like, Comic-Con for the Warframe, at least. But a lot of that was directed towards, like, people talking about things for the second dream, like where it'll go from there, and, you know, what's going to happen after that. And essentially, the creators were just like, "Hey, you're just gonna have to wait," and they were like, "Oh my God, you know, like what's gonna happen next," and stuff like that. But if you're also watching the stream too, I got that you get a brand spanking new melee weapon, which is Control Alt Delete. I've never. This is just, it's broken as fuck.
That's awesome. Sorry, I just did a Control Delete moment as soon as you said that. That's why, like, I exhaled, like, with a lot of force. Hot diggity damn! I've gotten broken in this game. All right, I'm so sorry. Continue on.
Oh no, but so the stuff that you actually like are getting, at least around the time of the actual portion of this game that you actually like want to like dive into, and the quest lines and stuff, and really just everything about the second dream that's, you know, really part of the hype around it. And the hype's just well deserved. Like, I wasn't disappointed by it at all, going through and playing it, and really just, you know, ecstatic almost with how it did it. But and then just knowing that there's another quest line after that we can go towards, that's going to have a little bit more of the same, or not even that, just, you know, a lot more things to look forward to in the game. And I'm also building like 2 Warframes, or 3 of them right now, for new stuff that I can do. It's going to open up the game a little bit for me, because I think really I've been stuck kind of with the same Warframes right now, just because they actually do take like 72 hours to craft, So you end up waiting 3 days for your new Warframe if you don't speed up the process. You can spend money on it, but I don't know why you would to actually play as other Warframes. You can still buy them, of course. We talked about that a little bit, I think, when I was going back through my, you know, this game is godlike playthrough that I had the other day. Yeah, so I'm basically just really happy with the game, with the direction that they went with it. Having the quest line and stuff, and I think they basically have convinced me to not undownload the game anymore. I think
awesome, man.
Yeah, I think for a little bit I was going to. I thought about it. I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna craft some Warframes and like play with them, then you know maybe kind of retire it or whatever. No longer going to do that. I'm gonna stick with it, and I think it's because the game just deserves it after a lot of the stuff that we were looking forward to, like as far as just things that as like AAA stuff that we're looking forward to coming out, or that have come out that we were disappointed in, and things like that, and then just not being disappointed by a free-to-play product. It's actually one of the best feelings I've gotten in a while, and it's just really good. Feels really nice, and I hope it keeps going that way. I mean, Digital Extremes could have just, you know, they could have a few months where they update a new patch and it just fucks everything up, and that would suck. But I just don't think they, from the expectation that we have of them now, is like so high for their game that I'm not sure how they'll actually like, if they actually can screw it up, because it's literally, there just haven't been anything that's been like Warframe as far as like the quest lines and stuff, and like the things that I can do in the game that I just haven't seen from anything else. So that's basically mainly what the purpose of this video is basically just to whack Digital Extremes off and fondle their balls, pretty much. This is basically what I wanted to
them off and fondle their balls.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and I was always, and another thing I was really kind of missing was a good damage melee weapon. And of course, Second Dream gives you just that. It gives you, in my opinion, arguably just from playing it for the last 15 minutes that I have been with just this weapon, it's probably one of the best melee weapons in the game, of course. For certain reasons, of course, that I'm not going to go into just because of the spoiler aspect of it. But it's very important to the quest line there. And once you actually get it, I mean, I feel like Thor right now. Like I'm just going through things. Like bring me Thanos. Like this. Basically all it is. But yeah.
That'd be a cool boss to do for to.
Oh, Thor? Yeah. That'd be dirty.
No, like you play against Thanos of Warframe or something.
Yeah. Or if they come out with the actual.
Being a really fun thing.
And then, like, if you actually like, if you actually beat him, you get the blueprint to build the Warframe that he's in.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That'd be dope. That'd be super.
Just like
dope.
a really big broken boss that just like you have to fight him.
Because the thing about this game right now is that the aspect of like you building Warframes is like pretty grindy. But like, what if there was just one mission where they're just like, hey, here's a Warframe. You don't actually have to craft it, but here it is. Like, thank you for completing a very hard in-game boss, and we're gonna reward you for it with a Thanos Warframe. And it's just called Thanos. It's not called anything else. Just Thanos.
No, I would love that. Just because, like, you know, in Fortnite you could play as Thanos, and if you got the Thanos glove, you were like unstoppable. Like, you were literally kill everything that walks in your path, which was, it's just kind of funny. Well, yeah, man. No, that's really cool. It's I don't know, just like how you have kind of rediscovered Warframe, I have discovered Outward, which is another great company. Not Outwards. That's not the name. I'm trying to remember. Let me look it up just real fast, just because I want to talk about. Well, sorry, this is your stream. I don't want to talk about.
No, I was actually talking about your video. I told everybody to go check it out because it was I watched it today.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like so it's really funny. I don't know if you know, but my brother has started streaming with me. He hasn't been streaming himself, but he's actually been coming in. to come play with me and stuff, and it's actually been really fun. The company's called 9 Dots Studio. Now, these sons of bitches, these great, beautiful sons of bitches, have made a game of this caliber, right? It's kind of like a mix between Dark Souls, Fable, definitely Fable. I get so many Fable vibes from this game. And what else? I guess like survival components from other games that include that, like I don't know, Rust and anywho. So you don't build anything, so just the survival components. But anywho, this game is addicting. It has literally just like taken over my life. Just like I didn't think I wanted another game like Skyrim. And here's the thing: this game isn't Skyrim at all. You are not the most broken piece of crap that's walked across, that's ever swiped left on Tinder. You're not the biggest, guy who has the longest penis in the land. No. You have a chode when you start off. You are just this pathetic little weakling that. I was getting my ass kicked by bandits, just like regular low-class bandits. And you can just see, if you go through my videos and just really check it out, which I've been seeing a lot more action on my streams now. Shout out to Gabriel and Caleb, who both these brothers who are obsessed with the game. They've been coming over and hanging out with me and giving me a bunch of tips. And now my guy is absolutely broken now, and I'm just... Oh, I bought some skills. They're super expensive, but I've been saving up a lot of money. But anywho, I've just gotten to the point where my guy is just so broken. I'm going up against this giant, and it's just so cool. So anywho, these developers, just 10 developers have made this game. And there's already so much more content, more things to do. Great looking armor and weapons, which is hard to come by in games now for some reason. I don't get what's up with the designers of games, but they just do not know how to make cool armor. For instance, some may argue with this, and that's completely fine. Skyrim, there is no good looking armor except like the Nightingale armor, the light armor. None of the armors I get that are heavy armor or anything like that are even good looking to me. But in this game, all the armors look fantastic. And that's what's been really cool. I have this awesome set of armor now. I look like a mix between like some hunter and a samurai, and it's just so nasty.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah, it's just cool. The weapons are cool. You can craft different stuff like so. I mean, it just the reason why I brought Outward up is because of small studios like 9 Dots, 9 Spots, crap, what's it called? 9 Dots, yeah. And the people who made Warframe.
Yeah, Digital Extremes,
to give us hope. Digital Extremes. That continue to give us hope that there is, a good future ahead for gaming. Like, for instance, so here, I don't know if you've been noticing, Game Theory just released a new video. And they do a lot of cool videos from different game stuff. And they're talking about how the gaming industry is not looking great. And YouTube is ruining it. Because, there's different things that, different stuff they have to do now. And they censor everything now. So, you're not getting, like, for instance, Mortal Kombat 11, there was nothing on Mortal Kombat 11.
That got censored all to hell, yeah. Yeah, it literally like Mortal Kombat 11, a lot of Cyberpunk material too. Got
it was all bleeped out at E3, dog.
Yeah. Like what the actual hell? Yeah.
To think about. They are censoring everything, and everyone should go. If whoever watches this video, go check out the video that he made. But it's talking about how they're censoring everything, and now games like Mortal Kombat 11, it did not do very well because people are not able to see the game, and when they're able to see the game, they want to go buy the game. That's just how it works. It just works, in the words of Todd Howard.
Yeah, it just works.
It just
16 times the detail.
Works.
It's all new rendering, lighting, and landscape technology.
Oh, guys, here at E3, we just wanted to announce that there are going to be NPCs in our game.
Yeah, oh my god. I almost
in your
almost
game?
lost it. It was so fucking just it was
And
so
the one guy in the
cringeworthy.
background,
Yeah.
free me
Yeah.
every time.
I really want to know what that damn guy's name is, so I can literally find him and say,
his middle name is called Paycheck.
"You're the only reason why we watched E3." Oh yeah, he was definitely paid. If he wasn't paid, I don't know what the fuck he's been snorting, but he's out of it. He was out of it.
He was annoying as shit. And I thought it was just me. I know, like we were talking the entire time, having a blast watching E3. Which that was actually the first E3 we actually watched together, so that was pretty cool. We had to keep that a tradition or something.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. But I'll never forget. Just like I was just thinking to myself, is it just me or is this guy really annoying as hell? But no, there was memes all over the place just talking about the guy. Whoever this guy is, I want to just shame on you for being that guy. You were officially that guy.
You don't think we can find you? You don't think we'll find you?
I will find you,
little boy.
Yeah, I will kill you. Oh my god. Oh, I'm bleeding. Son of a ball sack. But yeah, so yeah, if you've never played Outward or if you've seen it and you've thought about picking it up, you most definitely should. This game is hard as ball sacks, and all the DLC that's coming out, I think, is free. And you can actually go on the Discord channel, and you can actually talk to these guys and actually have conversations with the developers, and they want that. I actually just had a big bug that came into my game that I actually sent in a bug report to the developers on it. Because literally, I was with my brother and we were just walking around and like because here's the cool thing about the game, you can go into each other's games and like you can bring in all the stuff you want. You can see I didn't know you could buy and trade Warframes. Yes. In this game, in Outward, you can like give each other armor, drop it, give them weapons, give them supplies, whatever you freaking want. If you want to give like a level 1, there's no levels in the game, but if you want to give your bro like a badass set of armor and a weapon to help him get started, you can do it. Who cares? And the other games is like, nope, you can't do that.
Yeah, you gotta earn it. We gotta put it paywall. We gotta put it by paywall.
And that's literally how it goes, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. And so it sucks ball sack. There's just games like that in Warframe that they don't exist anymore. And it's so cool that the developers of this game, they're still trying to fix things and they're adding content. They've already added. It's a beta right now in Steam, which is on PC. If no one knows that, but y'all should know that. But and what they do is they beta test it, and then like here in a couple of weeks or so, they're going to add that content in the game, which adds like about, I don't know how much content it was, but like it's half the size of the original game amount of content. So I mean, and apparently the guy was messing with me. He was like, "Yeah, prepare for nerfs all day, and you're about to get swiped left on." I was like, "You beautiful son of a bitch." But yeah, so I mean, you can get a flintlock pistol in this game. In any game, I can get a flintlock gun in. Like, it already, like, I'm sold. But I made an obsidian flintlock pistol that shoots fire.
What
you can also
hell?
get a pistol that shoots ghosts, and you're basically a ghost hunter. And you literally, all those girls that ghost you on Tinder and all that. I mean, here, you can literally destroy them in 2 hits with this pistol.
God.
I don't know why I made that analogy. But, yeah, I did. So I stuck with my guns.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's just so good to see. Like, even, like, with studios, I guess, like, was it the 9, I forgot who it is that you said that does it, 9 something. The studio that does that Outward or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's just neat. Now, I mean, of course, Warframe goes through, like, cycles, I guess, of, like, different frames getting, like, different reworks. Like, for frames that, like, are really trash, like, if you play them and you're like, wow, this Warframe does nothing. I can't get this Warframe to do anything. The developers are like, okay, we'll fix that. And you're just like, really? And they're like, yeah, why not? The Warframe sucks. We have to make it better for people to want to play the game. If your favorite
So
Warframes,
you're saying their heads are not up their asses when it comes to programming sheet?
they basically said, yeah, I mean, if your favorite Warframe isn't fun to play, then why are you going to keep playing the game? We have to rework it.
Wow, that's good stuff.
So, I mean,
That's real good stuff.
the only one they haven't really done very well was one called Nyx, and she's supposed to be like one of the, I think she's actually one of the starter frames. Or no, she's one of the ones you can kind of get earlier on, but she is not very good, like completely trash. And so they're still probably gonna have to rework her again. But like a lot of other Warframes that they've like introduced are like, you can really just play them in any way that you want to, because you have the ability to like mod your weapons and stuff and make your Warframe, even if it's trash, you could have your Warframe with a really good weapon and you could still solo 80% of the content by yourself.
Yeah.
And maybe even more than that. You probably have it like 90% even. So I mean, it's just like a literally. And I think one thing that we're not giving these two games a lot of credit for is just the ability to have a choice in how you play. And
it just works.
Yeah, it just works. But in this case, it actually does, because if you don't have everyone's head up your ass, then you know you can still have you know, the ability to like do otherwise, the ability to like have something else that is able to like give you a little bit of hope when you play the game, and something that will keep you playing the game for a long time, and something that will actually like have you invested, because that's all it is. Video games are investments, and when you make an investment in something good, you feel good about it. That's just what it is. It's a business practice, and if your business practice is working, then people still want to play your games down the road.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. If it is, fix it and have humility.
Yeah, and if you do that, then the people who support your game, no matter what, are going to be like, wow, they actually do care. And then that's where you start telling your friends that they fixed it too. You let your friends know, hey, this game used to be trash, but now I'm enjoying the fuck out of it. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have that type of aha moment when you go back into a game that might have not been the best. And once you have that, and once you have it, like, you know, at least for me, you know, I can't speak for anybody else, but at least for me, like, whenever I have that happen to me in a game, it's just not only is it rewarding, it's just a breath of fresh air, because, you know, we've all seen the really bad stuff in the industry recently. And then it's just nice to know that, like, there's something good that comes from, you know, things like this. Things that, like, have a little bit, that people care about it, they have meaning to what they're actually trying to, you know, put out, and things that, like, at least the things that the creators of the game actually care about. You know, because sometimes, you know, let's be honest, some of the creators are actually like, yeah, we want to listen to you guys, but, you know, it's still something, this is what we want to do with the game.
To a certain point, they want to listen.
Yeah. Because at the point, I mean, it's still their product. Like, they are selling you what they, you know, are actually, like, want. Their creative, their artistic creativity of it. And once that does happen, and, you know, they have that creativity, basically, you know, theirs, then they go, okay, so, you know, this is what we're going with. We messed up here, we're going to fix this, we're going to do that. And once you actually have folks that are actually doing it, then you go, oh my god, it's a game changer. Because we're just not used to it now. It's one of those things where brilliance almost becomes a chore to look at. It just does, because we're surrounded by morons and idiots. Like, for video game developers, like, we just are. And that's what's actually really sad about it too. Like, extremely.
You know, I guess what pisses me off the most is when developers have the fake appearance of listening to the fans. And they'd be like, hey, listen to all the feedback. Bull crap.
Yeah.
You know, no you don't. Not at all. I mean, you can hire people to stick on the forums and stuff. You can do that, but, like, I don't like it when game developers have when they say they listen and they don't, and they pretend and they lie.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: I get that, like, you know, some developers are going to talk to some. I mean, like, for instance, Bethesda. That those people are huge. You know what I'm saying? So they can't hear everybody. You know, and I get that. But like, usually you can tell what the census of the fan base is saying at times, and I don't know. And then you release a product that's absolutely crap, and then you lose faith. And I don't know where I'm going with this. I guess I've seen it happen so many times that, like, now that I actually see that, like, literally see that there are developers that actually listen and talk to their communities.
Yeah.
Like, and actually make good changes and actually make you want to continue to invest in these companies. Man, it's like you're living in a dream or something. That sounds like I'm being a
The second
hypochondriac right
dream.
now, which I probably am. Rip. But like, I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Really, really crazy. How the hell do I get up on top of this mountain? Is it Control Delete? Does it swipe left? Yeah, but still. I don't know. It's been a good time for gaming, and it's the funniest thing. Look up any review of this game, and maybe not every review. I don't know. I haven't looked at all of them, but there was one guy I watched. He was like, "Yeah, so I wasn't excited much for this game. I didn't know what to expect from it, and when I first played it, I immediately fell in love with it." And like, that's how you know you played a good game, or you have a good game.
Where your expectations
like
are just like dirt low, and then they just rise and keep going as you're playing the game. Yeah, there's something very just intrinsically beautiful about it.
Yeah, I agree, and like, I remember, it's cool. It's just so cool seeing that, like, it's not just me who feels this way. Like, a lot of other people are like, "Hey, this game's actually pretty cool. Like, it's got some good mechanics. Like, it's something we've never played before. Don't fall in the acid water." But yeah, sorry, that was pretty.
I'm about to say, what the hell?
Oh, what the hell, Bob? Damn it, Bobby. Gosh dang it, where did I go? But yeah, so I don't know. I am nothing but excited, and I'm poisoned. I'm also poisoned. But
And I'm fucked. Okay.
I'm happy, and I'm also really filled with depression at the moment.
God.
Oh, there's the entrance. This is the entrance, actually. Please be the entrance. Bertilion layer. Yes, it is. How much more poison am I going to take? Every step you take. Sorry, I'm just completely all over the place. I'm doing this. I'm going to send you a picture of this armor that I've been trying to get. Like, I've been obsessed with trying to find it. Sorry, are you still streaming? I apologize. I feel like I'm just...
No, I'm probably actually going to end the stream right here, because I feel like that's a good note to end on. Because Digital Extremes, if you're listening, I'm going to continue to pleasure you in the most sexual way possible, and yeah, basically it. By the way, a good thing I didn't say that in the chat, or I would have got banned from the chat. Actually, they actually have like a server-wide bannings if people say like really bad stuff in the chat, which is kind of nice. But then it's kind of like I feel like I'm missing out on something like the Warframe humor, which you can always go on YouTube for that actually, because there are some funny guys on YouTube that do some of these like more like serious streams, and like they're hunting for like the best loot and stuff, and you just got a guy that's running around who's like a new player who's he's literally just roaming the cosmos for nothing, and these guys are like waiting at the extraction point, and he's just literally being an idiot, and the guy's like sitting there for 5 minutes going, "What the fuck?" But and then they go back to like the group chat, and he's just like, "You are a fucking idiot," and it just has him. You've been banned from the street for 5 minutes or whatever. It has, and he's just like, "God damn it!" And he just has the John Cena stuff playing in the background with Digital Extremes dropping from the rafters. But it's moral of the story for this stream is just, if you haven't played Warframe, play it. If you want to get back into it like I did, you definitely can. I feel like now is probably one of the better times to actually get back into Warframe, just because they're coming out with a lot of new content. Their TennoCon, I think, is ending. I think it already has ended, but they did release a new Warframe that looks pretty cool. Sword and shield type of deal with the Warframe, so it looks pretty neat. I always like those guys in like my RPGs and stuff, so definitely might try to craft that Warframe and get some stuff. And I might actually dedicate some new episodes to specific Warframes that like I craft, and start trying to do some of those. At least until we summon up the courage enough for me and Di to go back on Divinity and
Jesus.
go down the rabbit hole that is Divinity right now, because we dug ourselves into a real nice hole.
Like it's a good game, but like I guess I just kind of get tired of the whole like slow combat that it is as well.
Like you want something that's like action based.
And that's why I like Outward too. Don't get me wrong, I love Divinity. It's a phenomenal game. Phenomenal game. It's phenomenal. But just like for me right now, comparing that to Outward, it's really hard for me to like want to play two open world RPGs that are like really like time consuming. It's like you and Warframe. I mean, like, Jesus, the amount of hours you put into Warframe, it's insane. So it's just like, you don't want to have too many RPGs, because then Jesus Christ,
he gets out of hand real quick.
Then you just don't play any of them, because they just have too much. So that's like, I mean, we're still gonna play some more, Divinity, but I am seeing a lot more action here in terms of the channel on Outward. Like just my last video, and I'm not bragging at all, I just like, it's been really cool seeing that. It was also like a 4.5 hour stream, good God. But it's like 23 views, and that's not a lot, but I mean, we're small channels, so when we get views like that, that's pretty much where the action is. So I feel like, well, how do these two guys, and they're from a different country, they're like, why does your brother sound like a hillbilly? I was like, because
we're from the South, you motherfucker.
That's right. I didn't, and he was like, why are both of your voices so different? And I was like, that is hilarious.
Oh my God.
He's like, I'm not country at all. I don't have a country piece of bone in my body, or how that works.
I've got a little bit of it, but it only comes out in special occasions, and most likely in rage and anger. It's really...
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I mean, it's just like, sometimes you just have to have the heart of the cards that activates.
Yeah, you have to at some point.
Yeah, so... But definitely go continue to check out Aries from Aries Gaming Productions videos and all this stuff. Definitely
make sure also subscribe to it, and make sure you do the same thing to my boy Di, because like he said, my boy just put up a 4-hour video of him conquering the land. So you gotta definitely check it out.
It's been crazy. It's been crazy. But yeah. Where the ball sack am I supposed to go?
But definitely check in. This week will probably be a big Warframe week again for me, just because it will also be a little bit crazy, because work has been crazy for the past couple, really for the past couple 2 weeks. So it's been a really good time investment for me recently, and that's the other thing Warframe does. It respects your time, so that's one thing I really do kind of appreciate about it. But yeah, I'll see you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Peace, deuces, signing off.